DIYDreaming, and on this video tutorial we're going to make some beautiful brown craft paper book art that is just way too cool. So we'll be using some of this. This is Scotch brand postal wrapping paper. You can also get something similar to that at Dollar Tree, or you could do like we did in 4th grade when we were covering our math books. You could use the inside of a paper bag. So before I get started on that and show you what I've got going on here, I wanted to show you my jacket because it's all finished. And you see that? Isn't that cute? And then look at this sleeve that we did yesterday. Anyways, it's way too hot to be wearing a jean jacket with all my lights on, but let me see if I can just get my... Okay, can you still hear me? I think you can. All right, so I want to show you a couple things that I've already made, and then I want to show you step by step how you can do the same thing. All right, I made this book stack. It's sitting on a white tray on my glass coffee table, and I switch out what is sitting on the top of it for the season. I don't even remember what books are in here. I made this at least 3 or 4 years ago, 3 years ago. And I used some of the beautiful Magnolia stencils, the all over pattern ones. This is my favorite. It's called Victorian Pattern. So that's one thing to show you. And then I was fiddling around this morning with the stencil that came in the August Craft Club pack, August 2023. It's exclusive to Craft Club. So if you love this stencil as much as I do, it was the one on my jean jacket, and I made 6 other projects with it. What you need to do is join my Craft Club before the end of August 2023. But anyways, I made this. Oops, I didn't put it back together very good. There we go. And I made just a little bookmark. I'll show you how to do that as well. And then I made this. Oh my gosh. And I absolutely love this. This is a stencil called Be Transformed. And it will be, if you're watching this live on August 15th, 2023, this beautiful stencil will be released on August 16th, tomorrow, 2023. And it's a butterfly, and I just kind of carried it over to the side. It was a little big for this size of a book, but isn't that pretty? Playing with that same stencil, I just want you to see how gorgeous that is. I also made this. Be not conformed to this world, be transformed. And that's from, Romans 12:2. The little Bible verses off the side. But look at the butterfly, how it is turning into beautiful flowers. So of course, you know, I'm going to be totally in love with it. All right, so these are just some examples that I whipped out in absolutely no time at all. No time. And they're pennies to make. Pennies. And there's nothing taped or glued to these books, so they can be changed whenever I feel like it. All right, you might be wondering, why do I have an iron out? Well, I have an iron out because working with this stuff, this postal wrapping paper, also known as brown craft paper, it's like wrestling a snake because it wants to curl up. It will not lay flat on its own. So we're going to be doing this book right here, which was one of my grandmother's. We're not doing anything permanent to alter it. But I cut out my piece of paper, and I'll show you all the sizes and everything. And look, it's not going to behave. No way. So what you can do to make it much easier to work with is I have my iron set on cotton, no steam. And I know it seems weird that I'm telling you to iron your brown craft paper, but it makes it so much more manageable. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting and pulling your hair out. Look, it's flat already in that spot. So I'm just going to go over both sides real quick with my iron. I'm going to show you how to make the bookmarks. We're going to do the whole shebang. So you can do any book. Where can you get books? You probably have books at home. I mean, you could even do this on a book that you're currently reading. And it's not permanently altering anything. You can get books at library sales. You can get books at garage sales, thrift stores, Dollar Tree. You want hardcover. That's going to work the best. Okay, so see how much more manageable this is going to be than what I had before. Let me turn off my iron and get it out of my way so I don't accidentally trip on it or burn myself. Okay, so we're going to be working on this book, which was my grandmother's, and she wrote her name in there, Louise C. Hiller. This is all about the Louvre Museum in Paris. I don't know when this book was published. Let's see if we can see. (1967). So it's an older book. I just took this off. I'm not going to throw it away because I may put this back out in my pile of beautiful books. I don't know. I haven't decided for sure. But okay, so what I did was I cut a piece of paper from my roll that was roughly 3 inches on either side. And that might seem like a lot, but this is what's going to keep it on your book, okay? So it's really helpful. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little crease. And we're going to fold one side as straight as possible, but no, I'm not, overly. So the paper, we can cut it shorter, but it needs to be 3 inches roughly above your book and below your book. I have done them with skinnier and it did not work quite as well. Okay, so now let me put my book on here and let's figure out where our next fold needs to be. Checking to see, am I going to have enough room all the way? This could actually be a little tiny bit bigger. And we're going to do this beautiful design on this one that is going to go with this. I can't wait to show you. Okay. All right, and then you're going to figure out where is the center of your paper. That's where the spine of your book is going to go. And I'm just going to put my spine right here. And I'm going to pull this down and hold this up. And I can tell that I could leave that on there. It's not going to hurt anything. It's kind of long. We'll just go ahead and leave it on. And if we need to fix it and make it shorter, we will after we get it on the book. So I'm putting my book, the two folds are not going over your book pages. They're just making the edges look nice, and they're providing this little sleeve right here that you're going to slip your book into. This is what is holding it on. Okay, and then figure out roughly where I need to do this on the other side. If you did these, your math and your English and your social studies books when you were in elementary school, you probably remember this process. Although I remember using tape. Taping it, you didn't tape it to the books because you would get fined or something if the book was damaged when you returned it at the end of the year. But I would tape it to itself. So look how nice that's going to sit on there. I could make that smaller if I wanted to, but it doesn't. Yeah, it does remind you of school. Me too, Caroline. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to decorate it because I want to be able to set this on top of it and have it make sense. So what I wanted to point out, and this is the stencil that will release tomorrow, August 16th, 2023. Brand new. Love it. We'll use this for a Christ in Crafting for sure. I love this verse about not being conformed to the world, but being transformed by the renewing of your mind in Christ Jesus. It's a beautiful verse. So Magnolia has a ton of all over pattern stencils that you could choose. This one's called filigree. This one is called Asian flower pattern. This one is called Flower Power, and I've used it so much. Mine looks terrible, but it really is a super cute pattern. This is my Victorian pattern. There's a beautiful leaves, a fleur-de-lis. You could use the Mandela lace. I am going to use this butterfly pattern. And that is what is going to tie these two books together. So let me throw these in my drawer where I store my all over pattern stencils. Oops. There. All right. And I am going to fuzz this a little bit because it's going to be on a big surface, and I have used it quite a bit, but it still feels pretty sticky. Okay, this is a tacky towel. When you lay your stencils on top of it, it reduces the stickiness of your stencils just a little bit. You could do it on a dress, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a pair of jeans, a pair of khakis, just something that is going to have maybe a little bit of lint or fiber, not too much. Okay, let's say that that's good. And I want to make sure that when I put this on, that my butterflies are going the right direction. So I'm going to stencil it while it is on the book, and I want there to be butterflies around the margin so that when the other book is sitting on top of it, it will make sense. And then we're also going to do, hold this under here. We're also going to do the back of the spine. Just right here. you, it is going to have this on top of it. And you could put these standing up or laying down. There's lots of things that you can do. Okay, well, if you're using a brand spanking new all over pattern stencil, one of these big ones, make sure that you really, 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 really fuzz it. I mean, seriously, because they are sticky and paper can sometimes be a little tricky. If they're not fuzzed enough, when you go to remove the stencil, you can pull up some of the different layers of paper. I'm using chalk paste. I did nothing to prepare this craft paper, nothing at all. I will spray it with a clear matte sealer spray when I'm all finished. This book stack that I made 3 years ago or so is holding up just fine, and this is chalk paste with a light coat of spray on it. Okay, so I know I didn't say any of my normal stuff. What do you guys think? Where are you watching from? If this is your first time on DiyDreaming, I would really love to know that. Of course, I've got way too much chalk paste. I just can never make a good estimation. Can you see how totally easy this is? It is not brain surgery. I'm going all the way to the edge right there. And let's see, just gonna flip this over. Now I want to do the back. Use a smaller squeegee. I'm just doing the spine. I mean, you could do both the front and the back cover of a book if you wanted, but the back part won't really even show, so. Okay, let's just get this excess up. Put it back in my little pot. So no point wasting any of this good stuff. So as soon as I hop off, I am going to see who was here and see if you guys have questions. I also will get my supply list all ready to go. And if you want the supply list, that'll tell you everything. I'll even include this brown craft paper because I really do like this brand the best. I don't like the thinner stuff. Anyways, if you want that, just let me know. My supply list, oops. I need to take this up here first. Okay. I will hold this up in just a second. Oh my gosh. This is so pretty. And I maybe waited a little too long to pull it up. Wow. It is going to be stunning when I put it on my table with the other book. Okay, so let me gently remove this. And now I'm going to take this. I'm folding it over on itself, not sticky side to sticky side, the other way, so that I can push it the best of my ability under the water over here in my little tub until I can get into my kitchen to rinse it. So I don't want to mess this up, but you guys, look how amazing that is. You can use any all over pattern, but if you're going to use this new stencil that is a butterfly, then you should use the all over butterfly stencil. And these will work together great for lots of future things. Okay, let me get this cleaned off and I'll show you how to make the little bookmark thing. Okay. And this, you can use any stencil that you want. We're going to make one for this. Any pattern, any design, whatever you feel like doing. I'm just going to use the stencil itself. And here is a piece of the paper that has been ironed to lay flat. I was going to use it for one of my books, and it was too small. Okay, so these are punches, which when I first started crafting on Facebook here on DiyDreaming, I used them a ton. I don't use them as much anymore because I honestly just forgot they existed. So what I'm going to do is this is a 3-inch punch. It's from Hobby Lobby. It's their store brand. And they frequently have sales on their punches. I bought mine when they were 40% off. I'm going to punch 2. And then I'm just going to lift up my stencil. I've used this 3 times now. And I'm going to stick my little thing in here. Can you see? It's sandwiched in there. And I'm just going to take a little teeny bit of chalk paste in white. I love this tan with white look. Okay. Okay, it needs to dry a second. So I'm going to show you how you can clean up a stencil that you've done something like this too. You just want to use an antibacterial wipe, never a baby wipe, because they have oils and stuff on them, and antibacterial wipes do not. I'm going to clean the front. And I will get this cleaner when I'm all finished. And then I'm going to get the back. Oops. And this will hold me over until I can get it cleaned well out in the kitchen. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take whatever string, yarn, lace, ribbon you want. I'm using some of this burlap trim from Dollar Tree. Pull a piece out. This really could use an iron, and I probably will do that after the fact, but I'm not going to do that right now. So, and all I'm going to do is I have a front and a back. Let me get my little heat tool so that we can dry that front and we can finish this puppy off. What do you guys think so far? Does this motivate you? I mean, this brown craft paper is so super affordable. I mean, you're using pennies of it. The stencils are reusable many, 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 many times. And then you're using like 3 drops of chalk paste. Plus whatever little embellishments you might want. Super affordable, and you can swap them every season of the year or to go in your decor. yeah, they're just great. Okay, so then I'm just gonna glue this little piece with my Sure-Bonder Cool Shot to the back. And then we're gonna make a little sandwich. See how easy that was? And then this is the one I made before. I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna pull the back off so that I can get to this right here. And all I'm going to do is glue this on the back of my little binding area. And I have to be patient a moment and let that dry. The bookmark is adorable. Thank you. I always want to take my crafts, you know, make something fun and fabulous, but then do one extra little thing that makes them really bing. Anyways, let me turn on the fan in here because it feels like it's 100 degrees. So while I'm waiting for that hot glue to dry, this is the brand craft paper that, brown craft paper, they also call it postal wrapping paper, that I like the best. It's Scotch. The brown craft paper that you can buy at Dollar Tree is much thinner. This is much thicker. They're both hard to work with. You have to iron both of them. But this was like $5. And I believe I got it either at Target or at Walmart. You can get this at a Office Supply, at a shipping like UPS or USPS. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon. And I used that craft paper to make this project a while ago. Did you guys see this? It's a banner, and the center is a stuffy. Can you see that? And it says, "Fall is proof that change is beautiful." And then these are just some fun little leaves that I cut out and decorated with my little Magnolia markers. I think I'll include this info in my supply list in case you want to look at any of those things. Okay, this is probably cool enough now. And I'm just going to wiggle that in. And there is my little bookmark. What do you guys think? Is that not the cutest thing ever? Okay, I'm sure this is not fully dry. Let's give it just a little air, and then I'll lay this on there and we can take a peek and see what we think. Okay, I think that's mostly dry. This was the other project that I was just fiddling around with today. Because I wanted to be able to show you guys really seriously how beautiful this stencil design is. And I just used brown chalk paste, and this is the Magnolia surface that's beautiful. So you can see just how awesome that is. Okay, so then I would just take my little books. Let's scooch this up just a smidge. What do you think? Isn't that just beautiful? I love butterflies. My friend Cindy from Monarch Mom loves butterflies. She's going to go absolutely crazy when she sees this, I would think. Anyways, so do this or this. Feel free to sprinkle. That really helps my page. Feel free to ask questions. Let me know if you want my supply list. So these were the other projects. This one I made using this stencil from the August Craft Club box, August 2023. If you're watching anytime during the month of August and you're not a Craft Club member yet, if you join before the end of August, you will get this project and this stencil. And this is the 7th time I've used it. And it's on a whole bunch of things in my house, but I think my favorite is the back of my denim jacket and then on my sleeve. I'll show you. So, and then these right here, I made this pile of books so long ago. I have to look and see if I can even figure out when that was. I know that this stencil and this stencil are not available anymore. This is the Victorian pattern. It is. I don't know what books are in here. There are probably some financial planning books or something that my husband was getting ready to donate. And I was like, wait, I know I can craft with those. I have this sitting on my coffee table on a big tray, a big white tray, and I swap out what is sitting on top of it every season. And I just think it's just pretty. I love this brown or tan, natural and white combination. So I will get, oh, thank you, Liz. She says you have the best ideas. I mean, this is super easy. You can use whatever books you have or go grab some. You're not hurting the books one single bit because this is not attached to the book anywhere. Oh, and I will definitely go outside and do a clear coat, a clear matte sealer spray on it just to protect it, but very light. I'll do it when it's not raining, which it's not a pretty day in Atlanta today. So I love these projects because they're like, I created something pretty out of nothing, out of stuff I already had. Stencils I already had, white chalk paste. I already had this burlap ribbon stuff from Dollar Tree. I already had it. And I just think this is classic. You could use any stencil. You could use any color chalk paste. Although lighter colors are going to show up better on this. And speaking of brown craft paper, we've done a ton of brown craft paper projects. Let me show you these real quick. I'm just going to show you this one. Oh, and I'm going to show you this one right here. These are scrolls that I made out of brown craft paper, so they were essentially free. And I used stencils, and I used white chalk paste. And here's another one. These are great for hanging on doors, on a buffet. You can put them all over the place. So I think brown craft paper is just It's wonderful to work with once you iron it and tame it. And you can do so many different things with it, and it's practically free. So, I'm glad you liked this. I'm going to hop off now. I'm going to finish up my list. So I'll make sure I include all the names of everything. These punches don't have a name, but I'll say that I'll tell you that they're 3-inch punches from Hobby Lobby, the store brand. Anyways, let me know if you want my supply list, or I call it a recipe, so you can take a peek or know, what do you need. And sprinkle. Ruth says link for the butterflies. And I will get the direct link to this stencil and also to the butterfly all over pattern. I'll get those so you don't have to hunt those down. And alrighty, well, I will see you guys later. Have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for joining me.